Here's something that'll mess with your head. You're living better than John D. Rockefeller. Yeah, the Rockefeller. One of the richest men who ever lived. You've got air conditioning. He didn't. You can FaceTime your mom in another country. He couldn't even call the next town over. You can cure infections with a pill that costs $5. He watched people die from things we don't even think about anymore. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man for over 60 years, said something at his final public appearance that should stop you in your tracks. People are less happy about the state of affairs than they were when things were way tougher. Wait, what? We're living in the most prosperous time in human history, and we're more miserable? Let me show you why this 99-year-old billionaire thinks he cracked the code on one of humanity's biggest paradoxes. Let's start with the facts. And trust me, they're wild. At the 2022 Daily Journal meeting, just a year before he passed away, Charlie dropped this bomb. Everything has improved by about 600%. 600%. Now, Charlie wasn't just throwing out random numbers. This guy lived through the Great Depression. Born in 1924, he saw it all. He remembered when life was, in his own words, pretty brutal, short, limited, and what have you. Picture this. It's the 1930s. Charlie's walking around Omaha as a kid. No air conditioning in the summer heat. No antibiotics if you got an infection. No modern medicine, period. For thousands of years before the 1800s, if you wanted 3 kids to survive to adulthood, you had to have 6 because 3 would die in infancy. Think about that horror for a second. Parents expected to bury half their children. That was normal. Fast forward to today. Warren Buffett, Munger's partner, said something brilliant in a 2022 interview. Even the least wealthy person today lives better than Rockefeller did in his prime. Better healthcare, better entertainment, better food, better everything. You can access the sum of human knowledge from your pocket. You can travel across the world in hours. You can video chat with someone on another continent for free. Life expectancy has more than doubled. Global poverty has plummeted. By every objective measure, medicine, education, technology, freedom, safety, we're crushing it compared to any generation before us. So why aren't we happier? Why does it feel like everyone's more stressed, more anxious, more empty? Here's where Munger drops the truth bomb that explains everything. The world is not driven by greed. It's driven by envy. Let that marinate for a second. See, we tell ourselves that greed runs the world. Gordon Gekko, greed is good. Wolf of Wall Street. But Munger, who spent 60 years watching people make and lose fortunes, says we got it backwards. Envy is the real poison. And here's why it's so insidious. The fact that everybody's 5 times better off than they used to be, they take it for granted. All they think about is somebody else has more now, and it's not fair that he should have it and they don't. You see where this is going? You're not comparing yourself to your great-grandparents who didn't have indoor plumbing. You're comparing yourself to the person who just posted their Dubai vacation on Instagram. You're not grateful you can cure strep throat with antibiotics. You're pissed that your coworker got promoted before you. And it gets worse. Munger said something that should chill you. We have whole networks now that want to pour gasoline on the flames of envy. He's not wrong. Studies show that about 75% of people feel envious of someone else at least once a year. And what amplifies this? Social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They're designed to show you everyone's highlight reel while you're sitting in your regular Tuesday. You see the mansion, not the mortgage. The abs, not the eating disorder. The vacation, not the credit card debt. And your brain says, why don't I have that? Here's Munger's personal confession, and this is rare from a guy worth over $2 billion. I have conquered envy in my own life. I don't envy anybody. I don't give a damn what somebody else has. But then he adds the kicker. But other people are driven crazy by it. And other people play to the envy in order to advance their own political careers. Politicians, media companies, influencers, they're all selling the same drug. Look at what you don't have. Look at who has more than you. Aren't you angry about it? Now here's where it gets really weird. Munger references Harvard psychologist Steven Pinker, who's documented objectively that life has dramatically improved over the past 2 centuries. Longer lives, less poverty, more freedom, more opportunity. But Munger observes, as it gets better and better, people are less and less satisfied. That is weird, but that's what's happened. It's called the hedonic treadmill. You get the raise, the house, the car, and for about 3 months you're pumped. Then it becomes your new normal, and you start looking at the next thing, the next promotion, the bigger house, the nicer car. You're always running, but you never arrive. Munger, who survived the Depression, says something that should humble all of us. I was safer walking around Omaha in the evening than I am in my own neighborhood in Los Angeles after all this great wealth. More money didn't equal more safety. More comfort didn't equal more happiness. More progress didn't equal more peace. And here's the gut punch. Munger even made this controversial observation about how poverty has changed. He said in the past, if you wanted 3 children, you had to have 6 because 3 died in infancy. That was the agony of poverty, watching your children die. Now, the principal problem of the poor people is they're too fat. Sounds harsh, but it's a data point. Even our problems have upgraded. We've gone from starvation to obesity, from dying young to living too long without purpose, from having nothing to being buried under stuff we don't need. Munger had this perfect line about wealth and envy. Think of the pretentious expenditures of the rich. Who in the hell needs a real Rolex watch so you can get mugged for it? He's calling out the whole game, the flex culture, the status symbols, the keeping up with the Joneses on steroids. Here's his advice to young people. Don't go there. To hell with the pretentious expenditure. I don't think there's much happiness in it. But then, and this is brilliant, he admits, but it does drive the civilization we actually have. And it drives dissatisfaction. You see the trap? The economy literally runs on people buying stuff they don't need to impress people they don't like. Envy drives consumption. Consumption drives growth. But it also drives misery. Munger isn't saying capitalism is bad. He made billions from it. He's saying the psychological cost is real. And if you're not aware of it, it'll eat you alive. Look at social media. The whole business model is built on envy. You scroll, you compare, you feel inadequate, you keep scrolling hoping to feel better, but you just see more stuff that makes you feel worse. The algorithm learns exactly what makes you envious and feeds you more of it. It's not a bug. It's the feature. So what's the answer? How do we live in this world without becoming miserable comparison machines? Munger gives us the roadmap, and it's simpler than you think. First, conquer envy. Munger straight up says he doesn't care what anybody else has. Not in a bitter way. Not in a sour grapes way. He genuinely doesn't give a damn. That's freedom. When you stop comparing, you start living. Second, appreciate the baseline. You live better than kings. You live better than Rockefeller. You have access to miracles that would have been considered witchcraft 200 years ago. Start there, not with what your neighbor has. Third, avoid the envy merchants. Munger says he liked the people who were against envy, not the people who were trying to profit from it. If someone's business model is making you feel inadequate, unfollow, unsubscribe, walk away. Fourth, focus on what you can control. Munger's philosophy was always about avoiding stupidity rather than seeking brilliance. Don't make big mistakes. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't chase status symbols. Just keep showing up and doing the work. And here's the thing, Munger lived this. He lost a son at age 9 to leukemia. He went through a divorce when he was broke. He went blind in one eye. Life hit him with some genuinely unfair blows. But he didn't waste energy on envy or self-pity. He just kept going. And he ended up living to 99, building billions, and sharing wisdom that'll outlive him. Look, here's the bottom line that Charlie Munger figured out. Life is objectively 600% better than it was for previous generations. But we're wired to compare ourselves to the people around us, not to our ancestors. That's the trap. And the way out is simple but not easy. Stop comparing. Start appreciating. Focus on your own path. Because at the end of the day, Envy is the only sin that gives you zero pleasure. You don't even get the fun of being greedy. You just die miserable on a couch, scrolling through someone else's life. Charlie Munger conquered envy. He lived to 99. He built billions, and he was happy. The question is, will you? If this changed how you see wealth, happiness, and envy, smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me, what's one thing you're going to stop comparing yourself on? And if you want more no BS wisdom from the legends of investing and life, hit subscribe. I break down the strategies the ultra-wealthy use not just for money, but for living better. Charlie Munger left us the playbook. Let's actually use it. See you in the next one.